some more.
Yo, what's good, people? Izzy Max here, back again with another MDL match. This match is against Jizzy over here and Hubbub Nub over here. You can see the 6 that everybody's bringing. I like that Jizzy actually is bringing Talonflame now. The rest of the 5 are pretty standard. And then Hub is kind of bringing her standard super offensive stuff, but with the Bisharp now, kind of to probably help with the size spam. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. This is, of course, sped up, and the match has already been played. Looking at the teams, the Zoroark, depending on if he can play it off correctly, will be an issue. Other than that, though, I don't know of a way that Jizzy can really fight through Hub's offense. Her offense is just so potent that I don't know if a lot of the coaches can really deal with it. And that's kind of how she's been getting a lot of her wins, is that she is just so offensive that I don't think, like I said, anybody can really deal with it. So we see the lead. We see Indeedee, Durant, and then we have Venusaur and Ninetales here. We are going to see the Psychic Seed on the Indeedee, so that is a really good bring here, as we see the Heat Wave and the G-Max Vine Lash. If I remember right from talking to her, she wanted to go into the Durant just in case of the Follow Me, but really couldn't. But we do see the Venusaur max here, and nothing on Jizzy's side is. So here comes the Vine Lash doing about 50%. And we see the Flamethrower, so we now know that this is going to be the Zoroark. Unfortunately, the Heat Wave misses, but it is going to take a big chunk out of the Indeedee, as it is just going to be able to KO the Venusaur even through the Psychic Berry. So Venusaur not doing as much in game 1 as it usually does, but it is able to KO the Indeedee. So no more Follow Me shenanigans. That also might have been choice specs. That was a lot of damage, but I'm not quite for sure. I know Expanding Force is very powerful. So next out, I do believe, yeah, he goes into the Luxray, as Hub goes into the Urshifu. Knowing now that that is the Zoroark, close combat should just be a clean KO here. This is Scarf, so it should be faster, unless the Zoroark is Scarf, but I don't, yeah, it's not. So the Zoroark here is going to go down, and Ninetales here is going to go for the Scorching Sands. So she gets the burn here, which looks good, but this is actually Guts Luxray, so it's able to KO the Urshifu. So this does kind of put her in a kind of rough position, but not really. Durant does come out. The Cinderace should always be faster as long as it lands a Pyro Ball. This game is pretty much won. Jizzy did play game 1 really, really, really well. It's just like I said, Hub's offense is just outstandingly potent, and I don't think there's much that really anybody can do about it. Sorry my mic is acting up, y'all, but the Cinderace here is able to just one-shot the Durant and the Heat Wave, just in case it wasn't able to, ends up knocking out the Luxray. Go ahead and fast forward here. She is going to lead the same way, so it's not too big of a deal here. I'm going to just move. So now here in game 2, we see the Talonflame Indeedee. And this is kind of interesting because we know the Zoroark is going to be in the back. So Hub has to really play kind of a mind game. We know that's not the Zoroark because of the Psychic Seed, but we're not for sure if the Talonflame is. So we're going to pretty much make the same play here. She decides to go ahead and max the Venusaur. She really doesn't want to wait and keep it in the back. And the Talonflame could pose a big issue if it sets up with Tailwind and such. So here she is just going to max the Venusaur. Looking back at it, it was kind of not a great idea to max the Venusaur, but it was able to do enough damage here to the Talonflame, and as you'll see, that Flare Blitz from recoil actually knocks it out. So the Talonflame's just off the field. Heat Wave comes out, not doing quite half. And then you'll see the Expanding Force here is still going to knock out the Venusaur. Like I said, I don't know what the rolls are for that. So I don't know if this is specs or not. But she is just going to go out into the Urshifu. Nothing that he brought this week outside of the Talonflame can really deal with the Urshifu. So this is just a really, really good bring for her. As out comes the Luxray. And here, she is just going to click the Heat Wave, it looks like, and the U-turn into Indeedee. Indeedee has special defense boost, not physical defense, so this has potential to kill. So we see the U-turn come off, and it does end up killing the Indeedee. So it's really, really good as it switches out here, which is really good just in case the Luxray goes for the Play Rough again. As we see the single target Heat Wave almost knocking out the Luxray, but we see a Facade instead. So this game is pretty well done. As we are going to see, though, the Zoroark actually isn't max speed. I think Zoroark is naturally faster than Cinderace. I'm not quite for sure. But as you see here, it is not. So Zoroark does go down here. And then the Heat Wave from Ninetales is able to KO the Luxray. So that's going to be the game. Hub ended up winning. I believe it was 5-0. Jizzy is still playing very, very well. Like I've been saying, though, the offense was just a little too much for him. Yeah, and that's going to do it for this one. Relatively quick. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.